Following on from my last clip on personalising phonics, today we're going to look at how to personalise spellings for your child, which is actually going to be very similar to the techniques that we use when we were personalising our phonics teaching. In Key Stage 1, children will generally focus on a mixture of phonics and spellings to support reading and writing, whereas in Key Stage 2, children will focus mainly on their spellings. So again, we are going to go to Twinkle today for their great resource sheets which show the spelling words for each year group, and these are also known as common exception words. So here is an example of one of these sheets here. Now, these are currently being offered free to parents, and if you just type in your child's year group and common exception words, this will come up. Now, if your child finds spellings particularly tricky, then don't worry if you have to look at the years below where they should be. Or if your child excels at spellings, then again, you could look at the years above where your child should be. Just like we said in the phonics clip, it's more important to picture what your child needs to learn rather than trying to teach at a higher level or a lower level than where they actually are. So, once you've found the set of spellings for your child, for where they are up to, then you can use this to assess the spellings that your child does and doesn't know. This is the key part of personalising their learning. Now, there are many ways to practice spellings, but to keep this as simple as possible, I'm going to just go through some of the things that I would do that are easy and don't require too much effort. A lot of these strategies that I'm going to be using are taken from precision teaching, which, if you really want to explore in more detail, I'll put a link in my description to a little booklet. But if you haven't got the time for that, then I'm going to go through the basic principles. So, first of all, you're going to pick between 3 to 5 words that your child struggled to spell, and these will become your focus spellings. Once you've chosen your focus spellings, you're going to look at them together with your child and read through them. And then the next job is to see if you can find ways to remember them. When I'm working with children, I try to get them to take the lead on this because it's your child that's going to need to remember how to spell these words. So if they can think of the ways, this will really help them going forward. So things like, are there any words within the words that can help you remember the spelling? Do the spellings follow a particular pattern? Can you say the word in a funny way? So one of the ones that I've used with children before is saying calendar, and we'll really pronounce each syllable cal-en-dar. Can you say the word as it is spelt similarly? Can you make up a silly way to remember the spelling? So it might be saying the word in a funny way, or shouting the word, or anything like that. Or also, can you say a different word for each letter of the spelling? So one that I've got here from one of my children was, don't eat carrots in dirty elevators for decide. And she came up with that herself, and that will really help her going forward to remember how to spell the word decide, as silly as it is. So anything at all here that will help your child to remember the spelling. The following day, have another look at your 3 to 5 focus words together, and this is where you're just going to have some fun with them. Find strange places to write the words. One that my pupils particularly love is writing the words with their eyes closed, but you could also write the words in the shower steam, in shaving foam, with playdough, with food, in the grass, using twigs and leaves, whatever it takes to make this experience really memorable and to encourage your child to be really familiar with the spellings. So, for the next few days, you're now going to spend literally 1 minute, so you'll need a timer, just Google an online timer, and you're going to say the words out loud for your child to practice spelling. Okay, so I've got another example of that here. So here we are doing our practicing as many times as we can in 1 minute. Okay. You're going to say the words out loud, and ideally your child will write the words down. So this bit is a little bit more formal, but it is made more fun and competitive by the timer being used. And it might not sound too exciting, but children, for some reason, seem to just love it. So you're going to repeat the words in a random order as many times as you can within that 1 minute. So if it was parents, calendar, quarter, you're just going to keep saying those 3 words over and over again as many times as they can write that word in 1 minute. After a few days, you're likely to see that your child is getting them all correct, which is brilliant. You're going to keep this going until your child has got all the spellings correct for at least 3 times. Celebrate this achievement, maybe have a treat of some form, and then you're going to move on to begin the whole process again and identify your next 3 to 5 focus spellings, and then start again with the looking at words and finding ways to remember them, reading and writing the words in any way you can. This needs to be fun, memorable, and maybe a little bit silly or messy. Spend 1 minute every day spelling as many words correctly as you can. And after 3 times of spelling the words correctly, choose your new set of focus words. And you're just going to repeat that cycle over and over again until you've covered all the spelling words on your child's common exception word sheet. Remember, it doesn't matter what stage or age they are up to, what year group you're on, as long as the spellings are suited to your child and their needs. Now, you can actually use this type of strategy for learning all sorts of different skills, for example, times tables and number bonds. So we may look into this again in the future for different areas. Let me know if there's anything else that I can do to help you, or if you need any help finding the spelling words for your child.